We're going to go to Patrick Nelson. He's from our affiliate KKTV, where you saw that streaming video in Colorado Springs near the Waldo fire. Hey, Patrick, what are you hearing? There was just a status update.
Well, Don, we just got done with a press conference, and it's been such an exhausting couple days for folks living here in Colorado Springs, about an hour south of Denver. You can see what's happened to their mountain backdrop, just all sorts of smoke up there. About 11,000 people, as you mentioned, have been evacuated in and around the Colorado Springs area, and that fire continues to burn out of control at this hour. 0% containment. And look at just how big the plume of smoke has become above this area of Colorado. Just incredible area. But you can see where they came in here and took out all of this fuel. They knocked down all of these trees to establish this fire line. So here, the Waldo Canyon Fire in and around Colorado Springs has become the most destructive fire in state history. Just incredible that it continues to burn. But we cannot forget folks like Sandy Euchman, who have been out on the front lines to protect us and protect such important resources that we have here in our region. Very scary sight here. We're near the Walgreens on West Colorado and 32nd Street. You can actually see just moments ago there were flames coming over the hillside there. This is the Waldo Canyon Fire. Right now we're being told by the U.S. Forest Service that this is simply on county and U.S. forest territory right now. But the biggest issue we just heard from the U.S. Forest Service is that the fire is moving in two separate directions. So that's making it very hard for firefighters to get a perimeter around where this fire is burning. And that's that they are all here with members of their family that were not allowed inside of the shelter overnight, and that's their pets. You can take a look. A lot of these folks out here with their dogs. You can see several dogs inside of their cars. He told us that firefighters have hunkered down around homes overnight. They weren't actively pursuing this fire and fighting it, but rather they brought bulldozers up the hill, established a line to try to really protect those homes. Now, the one thing that we really want to get across from everyone that I've talked to this morning is please do not panic. Obviously, a lot of people are on edge right now. We aren't used to seeing this type of activity and wildfire this close to Colorado Springs and the surrounding areas in El Paso County. But right now, our meteorologist Brandon Borman's even mentioned it earlier. Many of these evacuations, including the ones in Manitou Springs, look like they are pretty precautionary at this point. I'm being told that no homes are really being threatened immediately at this point. So they're just kind of getting folks out of there to make sure there's plenty of time if this fire does happen to take a turn for the worse. But right now, we're being told that this fire is still at 0% containment. But again, we will have a press conference and we will carry that for you live. We're still live on West Colorado and 32nd Street. And Mayor Bach, it's got to be just a kind of a spooky feel. I know we've talked about it before, how nervous we were about Colorado Springs backdrop being covered with smoke, covered with flames. What are your emotions right now?
Well, it's surreal. You know, you stand here and look at this, and it's almost like it's unbelievable. Questions?
Yeah, Governor Hickenlooper, Patrick Nelson with KKTV. You put in a fireworks ban for a reason. We know just how volatile it can be out here with these dry conditions, but the fact that we've had a lot of arson activity even over in the Woodland Park area, I know the cause of this particular fire is still under investigation, but if in fact this is another arson situation, how frustrated does that make you to know that someone could put these many lives and this many homes at risk?
You know, I can't express it. I mean, the notion that someone's out there for some sense of thrill or excitement, I don't know what gets into some person's mind, but if there's an arsonist behind this, it makes me crazy, and I almost can't even think straight. So we will.
But I can tell you just from my personal experience, it's hard for me not to get emotional being tied in with this right now. I mean, I know it's not my job to give opinions or express how I feel. I'm trying to just give folks the facts of what's going on. But I'm from Southern California, and I had my home evacuated a couple times when we had wildfires back in the mid-2000s. And I can tell you, when I saw, you know, Mecca hold up this piece of ash or rooftop potentially, it brought back terrible memories, because the problem with those wildfires is it would burn down into those populated areas, and then it wasn't really about the wildfire at all. It became random structure fires, and that's what I'm concerned about today, is once it hits the rooftops of these homes, and the wind can blow embers potentially this big, like half a mile away, we could have a structure fire half a mile away that's nowhere near where this fire is burning on the hillside.